Okay, Sunday, October 16, 2016. I'm going to take a look at the futures market here before they open up on Sunday. First, we want to look at S&P 500 mini. These are 4-hour charts. What I was looking at here on Friday was somewhat of a lousy close. I looked at this as a test up here to the 2040 area. A lot of overhead supply, as you can see here in the bell curve. Okay, and it closed down at the lower range of the day. Here was the open. Okay, so in my eyes, it's from the retest to the close, very weak. Okay, so I would look for more continuation of selling Sunday into Monday. They need to break the lower range here. A lot of talk at 2120 area. Also with Sunday, things are thinner. Like I said, there's not much overhead supply in this area, but there is a lot up here. If the bulls can muster, holding on to 2120, like everybody else is watching, they could work their way back up into this trading range again. What we're trying to do is get more, what they're trying to do is to get more shorts here. Because of Friday's close and action, you're going to have a lot of people on the short side. Now, how you look at this for going into Thursday and Friday, you basically broke down under the 2040 range, which was in this area here. And we were looking for, if that broke, then the next level in 20-point increments be 2120. And I believe the lower end of the cloud was 2090 and then 2070. Those numbers, 2090, 2070, if ES loses 2110-ish area, okay. And I would view this as there should be a precipitous decline into the next support area. But how this works out is you broke your 40, you ended up on the short end of things on Thursday and Friday. Thursday not so much. Worked out to be an inside day, but Friday they ran it back against. So you had your shorts that had to cover, and also you had your pros that if they were given an opportunity of shorting on the retest of the 2040 area, because that's how I view this. You have both. You have the shorts who covered, okay, and then you have the pros that shorted into them. So right now, you basically have the pros that are net short, and I would say that the onesie twosies, they probably got they're probably frustrated right now, but they'll have to get back on board. Right now, I do favor the bears currently in the situation because of Friday's close and how I looked at the retest of this retesting the 2040 area. I look at that. So basically what we have going on here is Friday was a retest, a lousy close, and there should be continuation to the downside going forward on Sunday night into Monday. If they can the bulls can get back over 2140, the 21, as you can see here, 2157 areas, very heavy of supply here. Okay, so there's going to have to be a lot of work. We'll take a look here at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ, basically the same thing. Friday's action came back into an area. This was the 4840 area. This was earlier high that I wrote about 2 weeks ago where it broke out, couldn't hold it, and came back in. Same thing again, retests what is now resistance. It basically closed at the bell curve. So I'm going to call this right now, it's neutral, even though it'll be like 60-40 bears. How about that? And the same continuation here, lousy close. So the pros are going to be short here. And I look for continuation. And it should begin to get precipitous here on the downside. On the breakout, let's see what a daily looks like here. So on the daily, let's see, it tried to break out, failed to do so, came back in. This is Friday's action. Okay, overhead resistance, same thing again, 40 to the 60 area. And I'm going to say that this high is going to hold for a while, I'm going to say. It tried to break out, hold it, tried to get secondary breakout, couldn't hold it, came back into this area. But I would expect, what's this, 46.50. This would be the next area that I would look for in on the short side here, target-wise. Create an alert here. Okay, so this is on the NASDAQ. Once again, swung up, made new highs, tried a secondary breakout, couldn't do it, came back in. So I'm going to favor the bears in the situation. It is still at the breakout area. One could look at this as a retest here, but looking over the other markets, the Russell, look at the Russell here. The Russell peaked back in 2015. It tried here once to come through, didn't make it. Now we're at the lower end of the range. Okay, so this is a weaker setup here. Overhead supply, and down here would be, we'll say 1144 area. Would be the target here if this continues. It's losing this median line. So the next, I'm going to give this time per se, and go up to into this area. If the bulls can muster anything, they're going to have to get above 1222. Set an alarm up there. And then, as you can see, this is on a daily, at the lower end of all this range. And so it failed to make a new high past 2015. Now, pretty weak here. The Russell is pretty weak in my eyes. And then the Dow basically, a lot of money came out of this here. You can see that the money flow, but the prices are still holding. I'm not sure what we have for earnings this week. I'll take a look at them. But overhead, we're going to have about 12.4 on the overhead for Sunday night. Oh, what do we have here? Hold on. 12, we'll say 12.250 for overhead tonight. Yeah, 18.200. So 18.250 for overhead. Resistance, yeah, 200, 18.200, 18.250. And then on the downside here would be 17.6 would be targets here. 17.8, 17.6 would be targets if there's a continuation to the downside. In my eyes here, this pattern, this is, you could say it's a head and shoulders pattern, but very, very weak in my eyes, very weak. Even though money flow came out of it. You can see here the money flow has been coming down as prices have been going higher. So fewer and fewer people are wanting to pay up for this here. We really do need a heck of a correction for these to go forward, in my eyes. You can see, you know, the Russell with it peaking. You know, here's the peak, couldn't make it. So in the larger picture of things, if it couldn't hold the breakouts, you know, like the Nasdaq, if it couldn't make a new high, now we're going to really test hard on the lows, because you just basically ran out of buyers on the upside to take out the previous high in 2015. Okay, so you have to look at this as a momentum physics here. Something in motion. Well, it kind of stalled here. And so what you want to do, or what it should do here, is unwind to the downside until it loses momentum to the downside, which could be, like I mentioned before, pretty hefty. Here's the NASDAQ. You know, here was the, you know, it chopped up to slightly higher high, then swooped below all the levels here with horizontal. You know, horizontal support, found support here. Went up, tried again just a little bit. So it took a lot of oomph to get to here, end up making another new low. This is the Briggs, or this is the beginning of the year. And I think that it's just lost its momentum. We'd have to lose, let's say 4,700 here, 4,780. Excuse me, 4680. Okay, 4680, 47. That's basically the last gasp for the bulls in my eyes here. I think we're going to continue to come lower here, and we'll say 4,400 here if this is lost. 4,720 would give us 44. And it can be quick. A lot of this can be quick. That's what I'm looking for, something quick, not prolonged. And ES, same thing again here. Chopping for new highs, deep pullbacks. It's a lot of work here. Coming back into this area. This would be the next 2,000. Okay. So so points of control. Overhead supply, I'll put one here at 52-ish. The bulls are definitely running out of oomph here. And all of this is, the more you look at it, the more it favors the bears. Okay, so yeah, that's just an awful, okay, so 2070. And then 2090 area for the cloud gets us back into this area. But I think this is going to be precipitous. See, as you took out the median line here, it tests the next median line, which is angling higher. So these would be the targets I'd be looking for down here, 2070 at 2090 area for now. And I think it's going to be a lot deeper. It's one of these things I really, you could see that, we'll see 1900 before 2200, that kind of thing for right now. Okay. And there you go for the equities. That was the S&P. Here's the NASDAQ one last time. I just think it's a jab through and coming down to 4,400. Russell, weakest of the bunch. 1160 area, and the Dow. Dow 16.4. Okay, 17.7 and then 16.4 on these weekly bars.